The Fisherman's Dawn. Jacques rubbed his calloused hands together to ward off the pre-dawn chill. As he peered into the murky darkness, the small fishing boat rocked gently beneath his feet. Beside him, his young son Pierre shifted restlessly. "Is it time yet, Papa?" the boy whispered. Jacques smiled, ruffling Pierre's hair. "Almost, mon petit. We must wait for the sun." A faint glow began to illuminate the eastern sky, as if on cue. The port of Le Havre slowly emerged from the mist, a forest of masts and rigging materializing like phantoms. Pierre's eyes widened. "It's like magic," he breathed. Jacques nodded, drinking at the familiar sight. He'd seen this view countless times over his 40 years, but it never failed to stir something profound within him. The interplay of light and water, the ghostly silhouettes of ships and cranes, was a world suspended between dream and reality. As the sun climbed higher, its light diffused through the haze, painting everything in soft, muted tones. The water shimmered, reflecting streaks of oranges and pinks that danced across its surface. "Look, Pierre," Jacques murmured. "See how the light changes everything. This is why we fish at dawn. The sea reveals her secrets in these moments." Pierre nodded solemnly, trying to see what his father saw. To the boy it was pretty, but he was more excited about the fishing to come. Jacques began preparing their lines, and his movements were practiced and efficient. As he worked, his mind wandered to the changes sweeping through Le Havre. The old port was transforming, with new industrial docks and warehouses springing up seemingly overnight. Many fellow fishermen grumbled about progress destroying their way of life, but Jacques remained optimistic. "The sea endures," he often said. "And so shall we." Jacques and Pierre cast their lines as the sun climbed higher, burning away the mist. The gentle lapping of waves against the hull, and the occasional cry of a seagull, were the only sounds that broke the morning stillness. Time, he seemed to stretch and bend in the soft light. Jacques lost himself in the rhythm of fishing, his thoughts drifting like the clouds above. He remembered his father teaching him these same skills in this exact spot, decades ago. The continuity brought him comfort. Suddenly, Pierre's excited voice broke through his reverie. "Papa, I've got one." Jacques turned to see his son struggling with his rod, which was bent almost double. "Steady now," he instructed. "Let it run if needed, then reel it in slowly." Pierre's face was a mask of concentration, as he battled the unseen fish. Jacques watched proudly, offering quiet encouragement. After several tense minutes, a large cod broke the surface, thrashing wildly. "Well done," Jacques exclaimed, helping Pierre haul their prize aboard. The boy beamed with pride, his earlier impatience forgotten. As the morning wore on, their catch grew steadily. Jacques found himself stealing glances at Pierre, marveling at how quickly the boy grew. Soon he knew his son would be a man, facing the same choices and challenges he had. Would Pierre choose to follow in his footsteps, embracing a fisherman's challenging but rewarding life? Or would he be drawn to the opportunities the changing, industrializing world offers? Jacques felt a pang of melancholy at the thought of Pierre leaving this life behind, but he knew he would support whatever path his son chose. As the sun climbed higher, burning away the last wisps of mist, the port came fully to life. The distant clanging of shipyard tools and the shouts of dockworkers drifted across the water. Jacques knew it was time to head in. "One last cast," he told Pierre, who nodded eagerly. Jacques found his gaze drawn to the horizon as they waited for a bite. Now a brilliant orb, the sun seemed to hover just above the water's edge. Its reflection created a shimmering pathway across the waves, stretching from their small boat to infinity. At that moment Jacques felt a profound connection to the sea, his ancestors who had fished these same waters, and Pierre who represented the future. He realized that while the world might change, Some things remained eternal: the sun's daily journey, the ebb and flow of the tides, the bond between father and son. A tug on his line brought Jacques back to the present. Together, he and Pierre reeled in one last fish, their laughter echoing across the water. As they turned the boat towards shore, Jacques took a mental snapshot of the scene: the play of light on water, the silhouettes of ships and cranes, and Pierre's joyful face. He knew that long after this day had passed, he would return to this memory, finding the same comfort and inspiration that the dawn always brought him. The small boat cut through the waves, leaving a whisper of a wake behind it. Jacques felt a swell of contentment as Le Havre's docks drew nearer. Whatever changes the future might bring, he knew that mornings like this, alive with possibility and painted in nature's most sublime hues, would always be worth rising for. As they tied up at the dock, Pierre turned to his father, his eyes shining. "Can we do this again tomorrow, Papa?" Jacques smiled, ruffling the boy's hair once more. "Of course, mon petit. The dawn awaits us every day." They unloaded their catch in comfortable silence, each lost in their thoughts but bound by the shared experience of the morning. As the bustling sounds of the awakening port enveloped them, Jacques cast one last glance at the horizon. The sun had fully risen now, its golden light transforming the harbor. The misty, dreamlike quality of dawn had given way to the sharp clarity of day. But Jacques knew tomorrow would bring another opportunity to witness that magical transformation, to stand between night and day, past and future. With a contented sigh, he turned to face the day ahead, grateful for the simple yet profound gifts the morning had bestowed: a good catch, a strengthened bond with his son, and a renewed appreciation for the world's timeless beauty around him.